This is Dr. Collins about to interview patient 117, Jonathan Emmental. He's male and 25 years of age. The patient has suffered from severe mental trauma and has slowly shown steady improvement over the last few years, but is still denying the events that took place on August 26th. In today's session, we are going to discuss his wife and the events that took place that day. Every time we've tried this before, he has shown unwillingness to cooperate. Jonathan, come on in. Hi, John. How are you today? Had a good week?
It was alright.
Have you been sleeping?
Not really.
Why not? Have you been taking your meds?
No, sometimes, but no.
You should really be doing that. Do you mind if I ask you some questions about your wife?
If you want.
Okay. Let's begin with, how did you meet?
It was a while ago in a coffee shop. She was behind me in the line. I offered to buy her coffee, and the rest is history.
Oh, can you describe what she was like? What she looked like?
Brunette with the most amazing hair ever. Always looked good, even in bad weather. Always looking beautiful, always looking her best. She always used to make me smile, even in the worst situations, like time we were stuck in Mexico. Our cards got locked, so we couldn't get any money out of the banks. She managed to make it into a good situation, like she did with most situations.
Why do you say most? Do you have a specific occasion in mind where this wasn't the case?
Yeah. Shortly after she was diagnosed with cancer, she couldn't cope with all the terrible news looming around us, and she finally just snapped.
So how did the news affect you of her getting brain cancer? And what kind of strain did that put onto your relationship with your wife, Sarah, was it?
Sarah, yeah. The strain on me, well, I kind of felt weird and didn't know how to react to the situation. Just like after her death, I didn't know how to react with it. Our relationship seemed to improve, though, somehow. She needed me more than ever, and I felt like I needed to help her and fix her when she was dying of this disease.
Help her? Do you not think the doctors were helping her?
To start with, I suppose they did, but as it got worse, and before she died, they clearly gave up on her. They couldn't help her. I tried to get them to help, but they couldn't. It was just like smashing my head against a brick wall.
Okay.
What are you writing?
Just some comments on some of the things you've said to me today. That's all.
Like what?
Well, I want to bring some things up with you today. We've had this conversation multiple times, as I think you're aware. And each time we have it, your behaviour and answers are almost exactly the same. One thing that happens is we always talk about your wife, and you always seem to forget about the events that took place on August 26th.
What do you mean? She died of cancer.
No, John. Yes, she had cancer, and yes, she was very weak. But that's not what killed her. You killed her, John. We found evidence that you did this. There's camera footage as well as some emails left saying what you were going to do and that you were sorry for it.
No, it's not true. It can't be. I loved her. I wouldn't do that to her.